Good morning, everybody. It is time to finish this bike. First of all, I gotta say my voice is totally screwed up. We got some sort of illness, some sort of cold going around my house, and we're on the back end of it, but my voice is taking a hit. So we're gonna keep trucking on though. We gotta keep moving. So we gotta finish this thing, and there's a couple of fabrication projects left. On the last episode, we got the swing arm in here mounted. You know, a couple episodes ago, we got the forks built. This thing has been a huge project, and it's time to wrap it up. We took a Megamoto 212 Pro and hacked the back of it off, hacked up the front, and now we got this badass, you know, full suspension mini bike. I mean, super plush full suspension. We're gonna have a lot of trouble. It's gonna be a real nice soft ride. So, the couple fabrication projects that we have left are the kickstand, which is in this bag. It is not going to come anywhere close to reaching the ground. So we got to lengthen this guy, and in doing that we also need to move the mount forward, otherwise we'll have this long kickstand just sticking off the back here, and I don't really want that. So the other fabrication project that we have left is moving the pegs. So let me grab you and show you what we got. So we got to take and cut this kickstand mount off. We're going to move that up here. We're going to lengthen this guy so he comes down and meets at a nice spot on the ground. Having a kickstand on this thing is going to be a big deal. I personally don't have a kickstand on my custom built bike over here. And a lot of times I wish I did, I just haven't gotten around to building one yet. But this bike for sure needs a kickstand. Everybody needs a kickstand on a bike. I mean, it's nice to have. And this one is definitely one that's getting one. So we're going to move that mount forward. We're going to lengthen this guy so that when it comes down, it's got a nice spot and this bike will stand up. The other thing that we have to do is move these pegs. We're going to move these pegs back. I haven't decided how much yet, but it's probably going to be somewhere right around here where this mount is. And that just makes for a more comfortable riding position, and it makes it so you can actually stand up on the bike. Because if they're right here, you stand up on the bike, your body position is like way up here in front of your seat. You want it to be back here. And in fact, yeah, we're going to move it quite a ways back. So that way when you stand up, you've got a more seated more neutral position over the bike. So let me hit this. So that's the plan for today. Is we're gonna get those two things done, and we're gonna get this thing, all the fabrication projects done, so that we can blow it apart, paint it, and do the final assembly on it. And there's more parts that we're gonna show you guys in that process as well. So stay tuned. Fabrication stuff first, then paint, and then new parts, new tires. We got tires coming. So check it out. Another thing I wanted to mention is we got the fire going in here. It's mid-April. Look what's happening outside. And depending on where you're from, that might not be weird having snow in mid-April, but it doesn't happen very often in Oregon. So snow, we got the fire going. We're gonna get these fabrication projects done. Alright, so one of the last issues that we gotta address before we tear this thing back apart is getting this rear fender to fit, because now we have this big shock in the way of it. So let's pull these guys. We gotta see how much we need to trim out. Our fender has this hole in it, so maybe we can use that to our advantage here. But let's get this up here in a similar place where it's gonna be. And then we'll measure how far we are from the bolt holes. We need to go about 3 inches in. This thing, this shock is about 3 inches wide. All right, here's what I got. And that should fit in there like that. There it is. Definitely could have gone smaller on that cut this way. We'll make adjustments when we get our new fender. But this will work perfectly fine for now. So I'm pretty sure that that's it for all the cutting and grinding on this thing. And that means that it's ready to be taken apart. Oh, except for one thing. There's a really weird little tab that they put on the back here. I don't even know what it's for. It's a weird little tab. I don't know if it's for a dang license plate or something. It's this tiny little tab, and it's bothering me, so I'm gonna cut that off of there. And then when I take the rest of this off, I gotta flip it over, and I gotta get the back side of the kickstand. So I guess I'm not done. Oh, and I gotta finish weld all this. So I guess we're not to the point where we're done with all the grinding yet, or the cutting, or the welding, is what I mean to say. I guess we're not done with the welding yet, because we still gotta finish weld all of this, the back of the kickstand. But we need to get this shock out of here, get the swing arm out of here, get the front off, get everything off of this thing so that we can start cleaning it up and getting some paint on it. Really struggling with this voice thing, guys. Bear with me. Hopefully it'll get better in a couple days. The next thing we gotta do, tires. We got these cool knobby, let's see what they are. Desert Stone D929. 929, that's a good number. 20 by 7 by 8. So they're an inch taller than the factory tires, which are 19 by 7 by 8. This is the same tire that I have on my other bike. And I just absolutely hate these V-treads. I don't know if anybody out there is like me, but this is the ugliest tire. For sure. Like, maybe it looks good on a quad, but not on a bike with 2 wheels. So we're getting rid of these suckers, and we're going with the knobbies. Get a little bit more height out of them, and a lot more grip, and much better look for sure. Alright everybody, as a reminder, I'm getting over a cold, so my voice is kind of screwed, but I'm going to do my best. We are putting the Megamoto back together today. It is fully painted, it's dried overnight, I kept the shop kind of warm, and we're just reassembling today. I'll come back and check in with you guys here and there as we get this thing going, but it's all about just putting it back together at this point. Alright, I wanted to touch bases with you guys. We're kind of most of the way through this assembly process. We got a handful of things left. I wanted to point out we got this super nice Pro Taper chain on here, 420 chain. Not sponsored, I really like that product. What else? We're pretty much, we're getting there. We still have to do the wiring. I still got to put that cover on. I got to put these guards on the forks. But I put the seat on. The big thing next is basically just the wiring. So this thing comes with some wiring. Right here, here's one of the things plugged in. There's the headlamp. And then I believe the switch for the headlamp and the switch, the kill switch, both plug into these. And then, I mean, technically though, we don't even need a kill switch because we got this electric start. So maybe we'll do some rewiring because our headlight switch broke on us. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. I got to figure out the wiring. I got to get the battery in here and all that. But this thing is really close and it's rolling. It's got chain on it. And the engine is in, bolted down. We're getting close. Now it's just kind of down to some of the fiddly stuff. So I'm going to keep trucking away on this, and then pretty soon we'll be hopefully firing this thing up and taking it for a spin. Oh, another thing. Oh, we're not done yet. I want to show you guys these grips that we got. I should have taken them out of the package. Okay. So these grips are pretty sweet. They're like a diamond pattern. I think they're gonna look really nice on there. One like motif of this bike is, you know, comfort. So, you know, we got electric start, we got cushy grips, we got full suspension. The factory seat's super cushy. You know, this thing is gonna be a nice riding bike. You could slap some turn signals on a horn and make this thing street legal, and you'd be comfortable riding around on it. So I'm gonna keep going, and we should be done with this pretty soon. Alright, so it's down to the wiring, and I wanted to just share with you guys, I'm going to put one of these little trickle charger adapters on here so that when he has it parked in the garage between rides, you can charge up the battery, because the charging systems on these little engines are pretty weak, so it may not even keep it charged up if you ride it, you know, for starts. But yeah, I just want to point that out. We're going to put one of those on there. I got to get all this hooked up, and then we'll be ready to start her up. All right, it's time to start this sucker. I got the headlight switch wired. We got lights. Now let's see if the sucker starts. Well, what the heck? Alright, well, okay. I gotta see if we got fuel. And spark. Fuel and spark. Oh yeah, we got good spark. I think we don't have fuel for some reason. And I took this fuel tank off, so maybe there's like a kink in the line. I'm not sure. But we gotta figure out what's going on there. Alright, I just confirmed that we have fuel in the bowl. I just undid the 10 mil on the bottom until it started coming out. And then I realized I had the choke open. So I'll just give it some choke and see if it'll start. Man, this thing needs a little bit more idle than that. Let's give it some idle. Let's try that. Wow, that muffler makes it really pretty quiet. Kind of like it. All right, here we are. I mean, I can't help myself. I gotta take it for just a little cruise. It's kind of gloomy out, but we gotta try it out. for sure. So, we got a brake hose coming. We need to drill the jet out. We need to do some tuning on it to make sure it goes. Right now, it only wants to run with just the choke on, which means not getting enough fuel. So, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna drill it out. I'm gonna do some tuning on it, and then once it's ready to go, I'll take you guys on a test ride. Alright guys, this thing is done. You won't believe this, the brake hose came in the mail today. The package was 100% empty. Crazy. But, so my buddy's going to get the brake hose and he's going to install it. But we are done with this thing. We got the decals on it. We did black on black. You know, I kind of was a little worried about how it'd come out, but I think it looks awesome. Nice and subdued. We got one on there. They don't show up quite as nice on these side ones because they have like a different finish to them. And these back here have this more kind of flatter finish. But I'm happy with it. So we're going to take it for a quick cruise. And then in a couple days, which will just be a couple seconds for you, we're going to take this up and deliver it to my buddy Fletcher and see his reaction. All right, let's ride this thing. geez, look at the helmet hair. It was a good ride. This thing is smooth like butter. I mean, it is so cush. I really like the baffle in the muffler. My buddy's definitely going to like that. I do like having my bikes loud. I like to hear them, but this sounds so nice. It doesn't hurt your ears. This thing is cushy. I just can't get over it. It's a great bike. I really like it. I'm kind of sad to give it back to my buddy. So, but I'm super happy to see his reaction. So we'll see that next. There it goes. There goes the hat. Yeah. That man has not had a haircut in a while. Well, that's it. We got the mini bike delivered to my buddy Fletcher. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be notified of new videos. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.